Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. Welcome back to my playthrough of Ace Attorney. Hope that you guys are enjoying this series. Let's continue from where we left off, and let's continue this creepy, murder investigation. So I've been reading your comments, guys, and a lot of you guys have actually told me that I'm gonna get pretty frustrated with the witness on this part. March 13, 1:22 p.m. Gatewater, Land main gate. Ugh, chased out like a pair of peasants. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Kay. There's something even a thief should never steal. Do you know what that is? You really shouldn't steal anything, however I'll bite. What shouldn't a thief steal? Somebody's credit for their work? A life. Oh, it's too heavy of a burden on your soul to get away with. Ever. That's something we can agree on. Well said, Kay. No matter what we may try, murder is the one crime that can never truly be hidden. And I intend to prove that, by my own hands. When I apprehend the murderer myself. Alright, and I'm going to work extra hard to be a good assistant. Let's go. I still never said she could be my assistant. I'm just gonna have to... I'm just gonna drop the issue. The first thing we should do is locate the real scene of the murder. Mr. Edgeworth! Detective Gumshoe. Mr. Edgeworth! The stadium! Hurry, sir! This is supposed to be a hush-hush, but they found a witness at the stadium. A witness? You! What did we tell you about leaving your assigned post? Oh, the jig is up. Mr. Edgeworth, remember that I'm always rooting for you, so go get him, sir. The detectives sure look like they're enjoying themselves. It's not all fun and games, Kay. Now then, let's head to the stadium and meet this witness. Oh god, I'm scared. You guys told me that the witness is gonna piss me off. March 13, 1:42 p.m. Stadium. I thought there was a witness here. Yeah, I don't see anyone. Mr. Edgeworth! Long time no see. You are Miss Emma Skye, correct? Oh, it's Emma. This girl is the younger sister of my former superior, Lena Skye. 2 years ago, we stood in the same courtroom together as witnesses and witness and prosecutor. But I thought she had gone to Europe to study forensics. I can't believe you remember me, Mr. Edgeworth. So this takes place before Apollo Justice, just remember that. So I don't know if Emma is a full detective yet. Of course I do. How have you been? You look to be in good spirits. Are you still studying abroad? You bet. More than anything, I want to investigate crime scenes scientifically. I've been studying non-stop every day to become a top-notch forensic scientist. But it's spring break now, so I thought I'd come back for a bit. I see. What's this? I assume this is another Badger mobile? Yeah, but it's a different color than the Blue Badger's car. Yes, this is the Retina Searing Pink model. I almost didn't recognize you. You've really grown in these past few years. Please don't tease me, Mr. Edgeworth. I know I still have a long way to go. But I'm going to be a super forensic scientist someday, you'll see. You seem to know Mr. Edgeworth really well. Are you two acquaintances? Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Emma Skye. Nice to meet you. I'm studying abroad now to be a forensic scientist. How about you? Wow, that's a great dream. My name's Kay Faraday. And I'm training to become an unstoppable great thief. Great thief. Don't think too hard on it, Emma. It's not worth the trouble. In any case, we have much to catch up on. You bet we do. So why are you here, Emma? Well, I just happened to decide to come back home for spring break. And then I heard that you'd come back, too, so I raced on over here. I'd really wanted to welcome you back at the airport, but I just missed you. And how exactly did you know I was here? Through the power of science, naturally. Never underestimate what science can do for you. I used these to track your footprints, and I followed them straight to you. What? This set is the greatest. It's so wonderfully scientific. You spray this chemical on the ground, and when you shine a special light on it, zing! The footprints light up like an electrified, noble gas in a glass tube. So maybe we can use that to trace the killer's footprints and find out where the scene of the murder was. It's almost like magic, scientifically speaking. Forensic science has never seemed more ominous to me than at this very moment. The witness. Emma, I'd like to ask you about what you witnessed. Huh? What are you talking about? Are you not the witness Detective Gumshoe told us about? Well, I did get a call from Detective Gumshoe earlier. He was practically yelling at me. Mr. Edgeworth needs your scientific doohickeys right now, pal, he said. What was that man thinking? Or rather, not thinking. So let me guess, there's been a murder, right? Yes, unfortunately. There's a sudden glint in her eyes. But I need to keep my mind focused on the witness. Now, where did that person go? What's that off in the distance? Oh, hey, it's the pink badger. Badger get. Badger, 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 badger. Just what does she see in these silly things? Is this the witness? No. Oh. Oh my gosh. I think this badger has something to say to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Are you by any chance the witness I've been searching for? Sorry, but I don't speak badger dance. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no, not Oldbag. Oh, it's her. Oh god. I haven't seen her since the early Ace Attorney games. She's really annoying. She was a security guard in the original Ace Attorney games. She was a security guard in the third murder case, as she worked as a security guard in a movie studio, and then she was also a security guard at an award ceremony, for actors. But she's really annoying. I can't take being inside that stuffy head anymore. You're... No, why her? Why here? Why now? I first met this woman 3 years ago. She was a witness in one of my cases. She has since gone out of her way to pop up unexpectedly and cause me great grief. Edgy Poo! Why couldn't you understand what I was trying to tell you? I mean, really. I was trying so hard to keep the kids' dreams alive by staying in character. But you couldn't pick up on what I was trying to convey to you. I'm sick and tired of that roundabout way of talking, so I'm going to just be direct. I had a bad feeling before, but this has just made it official. Today has gone beyond this typical not my day into the realm of walking nightmare. So you're a friend of Mr. Edgeworth too, Miss Pink Badger. You could say that, but right now I'm just a Pink Badger, dearie. She may look the part, but I know better than to trust my eyes around this woman. She's really frustrating, when you were cross-examining her as Phoenix in the original Ace Attorney game, she was really annoying to get a statement from. My name is Wendy Oldbag, but you can call me Wendy or Granny, or whatever suits your fancy. Nice to meet you, Miss Oldbag. I'm Kay Faraday. What do I care about a young whippersnapper like you? Yeesh, I was just trying to be polite. Weren't you a security guard at one of the Gatewater hotels the last time we met? Here, I go where I'm needed. I'm very good at what I do, unlike the you for today. I get called in all the time to fill in when there aren't enough hands. But enough about me, Edgy Poo. I'm thoroughly dejected right now. I finally get the chance to see you again, and here you are talking with two young girls. Men are all the same. It doesn't matter how with young girl who just the other day happened to notice me, he went into arranged marriage with an 18-year-old when he said to her and all that permission 3 years ago. You seem to attract all sorts of interesting people, Mr. Edgeworth. Kay, please, I'm begging you. By all means, do not provoke her any further. Aren't you forgetting about something, Mr. Edgeworth? This person could be the witness. Honestly, I hope she isn't, but I don't think fate is going to be so kind today. I saw what happened! I even saw the exact moment it happened! How's that? So it's true, she is the witness. I don't suppose I can afford to ignore the old, bag. Yes, it was just a little while ago. I saw it happen right in front of me. The moment of the murder. You mean to say that you witnessed someone being killed right before your eyes? Sounds like a pretty important piece of testimony to me. Oh god. What Oldbag witnessed. I came to the stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot, and the person who shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. Looks like we hit the jackpot, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I can't afford to ignore what she has to say. Unfortunately. What's that unfortunately you tacked on at the end supposed to mean, Edgy Poo? Well, anyway, let's see what we can find out from this little old lady. What Oldbag witnessed. I came to the stadium to take a short break.
Hold it!
You mean you took a break from being the Pink Badger? You may not think it, but it's hard work keeping kids' dreams alive. You smell of sweat, your hip creaks with pain, you even begin to dream about work. That's the kind of story that would scare a child for life, you know. Well, that's why I chose to come take my break here, Whippersnapper. I don't plan on playing the part of the dead badger in front of a bunch of kids. So what did you see while you were the Pink Badger, the Pink Badger were resting? Oh yes, that, well... As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other in that area.
Hold it!
You saw two men. Can you describe them for me? They looked like your average Joes, completely uninterested and not worth fawning over. I'm telling you, they were so boring that I don't even remember much beyond that. But did they have any special features? Anything you can recall would be very helpful. Oh my! Don't tell me you're jealous of those two men. Oh man, this is why she's so annoying to, cross-examine. Hey, she's right, you do seem pretty worked up over the Mr. Edgeworth. Okay. I'm not worked up over anyone, and I'm not jealous. Oh, it's alright, Edgy Poo. Those two were just foals, compared to a stallion like you. I fought so little of them that I lost interest the instant I laid eyes on them. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot, and the person who was shot fell to the ground.
Hold it!
You're claiming to have seen the exact moment in which the murder took place. Absolutely. That gun made a terrible racket when it was fired. You didn't try to help the person that got shot? I'm only one person, you smart alecky brat. What could I have done? But I took off as soon as I could find someone who could help. Two men, one bullet. It's all consistent with what we found out from the body. Sadly, there wasn't exactly a lot of new information to go on in your testimony. Well, if I saw the guy again, I'm sure I could identify him for you. I mean, how do you expect me to remember anything without having something to jog my memory? Self-centered, aren't we? While it was somewhat useful, her testimony also presents us with a new problem. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? So about this new problem, what is that giant grin on your face for? Do you want me to show you something really nice? No, thank you. Don't be so mean. I swear it's something you're going to like. What is that gadget you're holding? What you see before you is a secret weapon of a great thief. Ah, I should have known it would be worthless. Ah, don't be like that. Teehee. Huh. What do you think now? What is that? What is it doing? It's projecting something into the air. I'm going to input the necessary information to run the simulation now. Once I'm done, I'll increase the size of the projection to its maximum size. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares to take wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. Recreation? What is this? This is a recreation of the murder based on the info I inputted into Little Thief. Little Thief. I dare say I think you're taking the Robin Hood thing a bit too far. Little Thief is actually meant to be a simulator for me to plan my thefts. But I suppose if I used it like this... Let's see. Miss Oldbag says that the two men were facing each other. And then a gunshot rang out and the victim fell to the ground. Ah, so with this, we can expect the crime scene as it was in the past. See? So what do you think? I have to say, I'm impressed by the technology thieves have access to these days. Well, it is the super secret weapon of the mighty, You guys told me, one of you guys told me in the comments that I was actually pronouncing the thief's name incorrectly, let me just look at the comment. One person told me in the comments that I was pronouncing it incorrectly. Let me just see how I'm supposed to pronounce it. Oh, from DZ Hemvrot, how is it? It's pronounced, how it's spelled. Yata Yatagaruso. Yatagaruso. That's how it's pronounced. Yatagaruso. Okay, Yatagaruso? Or Yatagaruso? Yatagaruso. Okay, Yatagaruso. Indeed. Oh, but if there isn't enough information or if something is out of place, the recreation, could come out a little strange. In other words, I can use this to authenticate the validity of a witness's testimony. You got it! You really catch on quick, Mr. Edgeworth. Right now, the simulation is a recreation of that witness's testimony. So for now, I should re-examine everything. And if I find anything illogical or strange, I can then ask for clarification. Feel free to examine anything in the simulation in the way you always do. You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction. And if you find something, I've got a little thief with me, so you just let me know. Begin investigation. According to the testimony, the victim fell to the ground here. That's right, but if that's the case, then we've already found our first contradiction. Yeah, because the... Entry point, lower right abdomen. Exit point, right shoulder. Huh? What? Where? If this is the real scene of the crime, there's something missing that should be here. Which piece of evidence shows a missing item?
Take that!
This is the contradiction. Is something wrong with my recreation? If this is the real scene of the crime, something specific should be here. If you think back, how did we deduce that the other crime scene was not the real one? The blood. Oh, I get what's missing now. There's no blood on the ground here either, right? Right. The fact that there is no blood here casts doubt on the witness's testimony. Edgy Pooh! How can you doubt me like that? Are you calling me a liar? I know what I saw! I saw the victim get shot down! You know, I don't think he's lying, Mr. Edgeworth. To be honest, I can't think of a reason why she would lie to me. In that case, maybe there is another explanation for the distinct lack of blood. Why is there no blood around the victim's prone body? It's the silhouette of the killer with his gun ready. Okay, it's not possible to recreate the face of the killer. Well, I can't exactly input what we don't know into the little thief. She has a point. Why is there no blood? Why is there no blood around the victim's prone body? Because the costume absorbed the blood. He was in the costume. Was that it? It is not possible that is it not possible that the victim was wearing a costume? So you really think that Mr. Deacon was one of the kidnappers? I think we can reasonably assume that there is a very good chance that he was. And that if he was shot while he was inside one of those stolen costumes, then Mr. Deacon's blood would be inside the costume instead of on the ground. Precisely. Now, if we only could prove that the victim was wearing a costume, you'd think it'd be pretty easy if we could find some footprints. But the problem is finding them, since there doesn't seem to be any around. Footprints, huh? We can ask Emma. I wonder how we can go about finding some of those. This is amazing. Just feel the power of science. Footprint analysis. Emma, about that method you were talking about for finding footprints. Ah, finally, my expert knowledge in forensics is needed. Yes, well, can you detect and trace even partial footprints? Leave it to me. My cutting-edge detection kit can find anything. Very well. If you could please analyze the footprints in this area. Okay, stand back now. Witness the power of science at work. Hey, I found something. Look right here. I don't see anything. Oh, that's right. Here, put these special glasses on, Mr. Edgeworth. These footprints here were definitely left by a badger costume. Judging by the way the prints are layered, these seem to be the newest. Then we can conclude that the victim was definitely wearing a costume at the time. Victim's costume. He was likely wearing one due to the footprint shape and the lack of blood. Okay, in that case, I'll update Little Thief's simulation parameters. I can't wait to see what we find out from this new info. I actually really like this new gadget. So like you can recreate crime scenes with this gadget. I like this now. Investigation complete. Okay. So the victim was wearing a costume when he died. And with that, we should be one step closer to the truth, right? I see the recreation has changed in accordance with the new information. We may be closer, but now something else has caught my attention. What do you want? Your testimony, naturally. I'd like to hear it one more time, if you please. What Oldbag witnessed. I came to the stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot and the person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. So, does this mean that Miss Oldbag's testimony has a contradiction in it? Yes, and I believe our best course of action is to compare it with your recreation. See, I just knew Little Thief would be of help. Now let's see if we can pull more info from Miss Oldbag to put into the recreation. For that, we must first find the contradiction in her testimony. What Oldbag witnessed. I came to the stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other in that area.
Hold it!
You saw two men. Can you describe them for me? They look like your average shows, completely uninteresting and not worth fawning over. This is the contradiction. She claims that she's seen both of their faces, but if one guy was in a costume, the victim was, she wouldn't have seen his face. I'm telling you, they were so boring that I don't even remember much beyond that. But did they have any special features? Anything you recall would be very helpful. Oh my! Don't tell me you're jealous of those two men. Hey, she's right. You do seem pretty worked up over them, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not worked up over anyone, and I'm not jealous. It's alright, Edgy Poo. Those two were just foes compared to a stallion like you. I fought so little of them that I lost interest the instant I laid eyes on them. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot and the person who was shot fell to the ground.
Hold it!
You're claiming to have seen the exact moment in which the murder took place. Absolutely, that gun made a terrible racket when it was fired. You didn't try to help the person that got shot? I'm only one person, you smart alecky brat. What could I have done? But I took off as soon as I could to find someone who could help. Knowing what we know now, thanks to your recreation, the contradiction stands out like a giant sore thumb. Precisely. It's all becoming clear to me. Let's clear up this issue with some well-presented evidence and get this over with. Get this over with. Yeah, Edgeworth's getting pissed. Let me press her on this. Well, don't you have anything to say to me? No, not especially. You're so cold, Edgy Poo. But that is exactly what I like about you. You sure are one tough cookie. One part unshakable and one part scary. Watch that smart mouth of yours, Missy. What do you know about my fragile heart? Okay. This, the victim's costume.
Objection!
This piece of evidence. Great job, Mr. She's so lost she's staring blank. Oh, no. Didn't work here. Let me, move my camera here. Very terrifying experience. I saw two men facing each other in the area. This is the area where it might be here. He was likely wearing one due to footprint shape and lack of blood. Victim's costume.
Objection!
Yeah, I was right. It was the costume. It was just the wrong statement that I was choosing. But two men. How did you know the gender of the two people involved? Seeing as how the victim was wearing a costume at the time. Furthermore, I have another matter I'd like to inquire about. I'd very much like to know why you failed to mention the costume in your testimony. Yeah, that was my point. I didn't really think about the gender. That part I didn't really think about. But when she said that she could identify the two guys, that's pretty much what I knew. Because, like, one guy was in a costume, you know, so how did you know that the victim, you know, how you said you could identify both the people, but the victim was in a costume? Oh, I'm beginning to doubt if you really witnessed the murder at all. But I'm telling you, I really did see it. I saw it with my own eyes. From a seat in the second tier. The second tier? Hey, didn't you say you saw it right in front of you earlier? That was? You know, I was using the phrase in metaphorical sense. I see our witness still has a screw loose in the metaphorical sense. The cursy seats in the second tier are reserved for hotshot VIPs. Which is exactly why I go there now, and again to take a nap. I can't see how you could have gotten a good look from there. It's so high up. Were you able to even see the victim's costume from way up there? Well, I know I saw two people, but I couldn't really see what they looked like because they were in the stage, the shadow. In the shadow of the stage, it was hard to make out the killer and the victim that Oldbag saw in the stage's shadow. My eyesight isn't what it used to be, you know. Not like when I was young. Good day, from 100 paces. Also knows being a flash trying to make your move when I'm not, with a judgment eye. Let's return to our investigation, shall we, Kay? You got it. Begin investigation, okay. This new silhouette of the victim is in a costume. The silhouette can change depending on the information I input. But Little Thief can recreate more than just people. So investigate away. We may even find more info with which to make a more accurate sim. Alright, sounds like a plan. So we've recreated the crime scene a bit now. This is amazing. Just feel the power of science. Footprint analysis. Thanks to you, I'm able to proceed with my investigation once again. Thank you. It was nothing. I'm just glad that science and I could be of service. Pretty amazing how we could see the footprints. So what's the secret behind that thing? Oh, you want to know? Here, you can read the manual. Very interesting. So if I do this, I can avoid leaving footprints. She can't seriously be trying to use that information to her advantage as a thief. Wait. What should I be doing right now? Oh, this area. It looks like they broke the stage down. The stage I saw this morning in the center of the stadium has been packed away. I guess this means that they're done for the day. Or maybe it's because a different show is scheduled to start its run tomorrow. I actually do really like this layout. I hope that future Ace Attorney games have this layout where you can run around. I like this layout. The stage I saw this morning in the center of the stadium has been packed away. It was hard to make out the killer and the victim that Oldbag saw in the stage's shadow. If that woman's testimony is to be believed, the stage was different earlier. The murder occurred before the stage was broken down. Do you want me to input that bit of info into the little thief? Yes, if you please. Okay. Can Little Thief actually recreate the stage? Oh, it can. So, wait, something's wrong here. He's in... No, something's wrong here right away to it. This new silhouette of the victim is in a costume. The silhouettes can change depending on the information I input. But Little Thief can recreate more than just people. So investigate away. We may even find more info which to make more accurate sim. Alright, sounds like a plan. And hang on a second. There's something just completely off about this right now. Hang on. Abdomen. Let me just look up the abdomen in the body. The abdomen in the body, yeah, just like I thought. It's the lower body. But this makes no sense. If the killer was above the stage, bullet entered his abdomen, exited through his shoulder. Body was moved from somewhere. It had to have been reversed. It had to have been reversed. The other way around. Where the victim was on the stage and the killer was below. Because he should have shot up. He shot up through his lower body and then exited through his right shoulder. That's how it... Yeah, that's what's wrong right here. There's a clearly a contradiction here. Yeah, please stop stealing my lines. Oh, come on, it wasn't that hard to see it coming, even for a layman like me. I suppose in any case it's not possible for the killer to have stood here in that way. Because there was a very real stage set up in this spot at the time. Yeesh, I told you I got it. Do you feel the need to explain everything? Yes, well, in any case, we still need to resolve this unusual situation. It's the other way around. It's the other way. The roles are switched. Isn't it obvious? The killer was on top of the stage, naturally. Right, Miss Oldbag? Yes, I remember now. The killer was standing on top of the stage. No, it was the other way around. See? Now let me update info on the simulation. No, this makes no. Well, what do you have we here? A bunch of who? Oh, Lang. Great, he's back. It entered through his abdomen. That's the, entry point. Lower right abdomen, exit right shoulder. It makes no sense. Well, what do we have here? A bunch of hooligans running amok, I see. Oh, it's stupid Lang. Agent Lang, how nice of you to join us. Well, I can't have you going around messing up my crime scenes. Agent Lang, we discovered that the real scene of the murder is here, the stadium. I see. Thanks. For what? I'm just trying to show you my appreciation for all the time you saved me. Who knew that such a strange little toy could recreate a crime scene like that? Little Thief is not a toy. You two. Sir. There's tire tracks behind the stage. And there you have it, you see? Big boys like me don't need silly toys, little girl. Now this is a recreation. So what? Do you still intend to assert that Officer Meekins is the killer? Of course. Even knowing that the crime scene took place here doesn't let him off the hook. Oh, great. Agent Lang's logic. This is the real scene of the crime. Officer Meekins lay in wait for the victim on top of that stage. And when the victim finally showed up, he shot him from on high. That's the truth your little recreation showed. How far will he go to accuse Officer Meekins of the crime? He's the most likely suspect we got, especially given the stadium with his gun. Well, even if he is the killer, at least my recreation was on the mark. Honestly speaking, I don't mean to sound cruel by saying this, but Officer Meekins could never be the killer, because even if he was, he's too stupid to literally plan this whole thing out. You see? Thank you for understanding my little crow, girl. Girl, I'm not some common crow. I'm Yatagaruso, the Raven of Legend. Unfortunately, your conclusion has yet to be tested, so let's see how well it holds up. Agent Lang's logic. This is the real scene of the crime.
Hold it!
Looks like we found the real crime scene first. Ha! Brag all you want, but we don't have all that free time, unlike the two of you. Heh, you know what you remind me of? A dog licking his wounds as he whimpers home. Well, I guess I should be thankful for all the time you saved me. It's easy. That's how we say thanks in my country. You're welcome. I hope you realize that we didn't do all this for him. But I'm here now, so I'll be taking over. As I was saying, this is where the crime took place. Officer Meekin's laying wait for the victim on top of the stage. This is actually, no, this is the contradiction right here. This makes no sense. It's the... Let me press him first on this.
Hold it!
Lying in wait? How did Officer Meekins even know the victim was going to come here? Simple. He was investigating the kidnappers, right? And while he was doing so, he came to understand the victim, Mr. Deacon's movements.
Objection!
Ha! And why would the good officer want to ambush and kill a kidnapper?
Not so fast!
You mean his motive? Who knows? And who cares? You can find that out for yourself when you talk to him in jail. You have no respect for the order of law. Don't get me wrong, but I need more than there's no motive to convince me otherwise. He's right. The lack of a motive is a rather weak argument by itself. So the officer lay in wait on top of the stage. And when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. This right here is the contradiction, this.
Hold it!
So you agree with how our recreation turned out. Like I said, I'm grateful that you were able to save me some time. Alright, we still don't know why he chose to wait on top of the stage. Who cares? Maybe he wanted to become the Blue Badger. Who's to say he didn't see the stage and decided to put on a badger show of his own? Or maybe there's a completely different reason. What does it matter? It still doesn't change the fact that Officer Meekins stood up on that stage and shot the victim on the ground below. That's the truth your little recreation showed. He shot him from on high. No. Okay, so... This is the contradiction. The autopsy. Loss of blood resulting from a gunshot wound. Entry point lower right abdomen. Exit point right shoulder. If he shot him from up the stage, right? If he shot him from up the stage and he shot him in the abdomen, what would have happened is the bullet would have gone through and just down. But it wouldn't have gone through the shoulder, the right shoulder. It makes no sense. So what I think happened is I think the roles are reversed. I think that the victim was standing on top of the stage and the killer was below him. And the killer, if the killer, think about it, if he's below him and the killer shoots up, it could actually go through the right shoulder, went like this, through the shoulder. That's what I think basically happened. So when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. Bullet entered his abdomen and exited through his shoulder. Body was moved from somewhere. This. I'm pretty sure it's this. Let's see if I'm right.
Objection!
Yup, I was right. The music stopped. I got it. I'm terribly sorry, Agent Lang. I should have warned you that our recreation is incomplete. You cut in quite unexpectedly, after all. What's that supposed to mean? You said that the victim was shot by the killer from up above, correct? I hate to break it to you, but that's not possible. Huh? Why not? Recall Mr. Deacon's body specifically, where the gunshot wounds were located. Actually, I didn't get that good of a look. Oh, well then. The bullet entered Mr. Deacon in his abdominal region, and exited his right shoulder. Yeah. This is more consistent with an angled shot from beneath the victim. Yup, got it. Yeah. Then... yes, a recreation of the victim being shot at an angle from above. A clear contradiction. You're discounting your own conclusions. No, this one point is the only flaw. This was the mistaken perimeter in our recreation. The killer and victim's locations. Yes, the location of the killer and the victim were wrong. I get it. I see what you're trying to say. I believe the killer and the victim were standing opposite to what we initially thought. It was the victim who was on top of the stage as he was being shot by the killer. Yep, I got it. I called it. I called that earlier. I'm so happy. If this is what happened, I'd also like explain the positioning of the gunshot wounds. But then what about the footprints? Since footprints don't lie, we can assume then that the killer also wore a costume. Yup. Okay, I'll try using that data instead. But now, which was the victim's costume, which is the killer's costume? Judging by the fact that both the killer and the victim were wearing costumes, I'd say it was a killing between the two kidnappers. That would be the most natural conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Agent Lang? Well done, Mr. Prosecutor. But that alone doesn't clear Officer Meekins of the crime. Oh, great. He's gonna keep going on this Meekins theory. Another bit of proof. I asked that you take another good look at the tire marks over there. The 3 marks are indicative of the blue Badgermobile. That story Officer Meekins told about that shop on wheels getting stolen was a lie. He drove the blue Badgermobile here and committed the murder. Then he used the car to move the body to the garage in the Wild Wild West area. You believe he moved the body with the car. That's right. It was Officer Meekins himself who pointed us to the way he did it. The 3 tread marks are very telling. However, is the blue Badgermobile the only thing capable of creating such a pattern? Another bit of proof. I asked that you take another good look at the tire marks over there.
Hold it!
The tire marks? Yes, the tire marks, the ones behind the stage. They were hidden up until now by the various pieces of stage equipment. As for when they were made, they must have been made after the rain had begun to fall, correct? Yes, and probably around the same time as when the killer's footprints were made. The tires in that blue Badgermobile probably got pretty muddy because of that. I say it's the blue Badgermobile because, well, that's pretty obvious too. 3 marks are indicated with the blue Badgermobile. He's got a point.
Hold it!
The 3 tire marks. I have to agree that the blue Badgermobile has 3 tire marks. Of course! The only thing in this park that can make those marks is that roving shop.
Objection!
Are you forgetting that that there are in fact 3 of them? Yeah, exactly. There's a pink vehicle, too. You can't simply ignore the pink and the proto-Badgermobiles, Agent Lang.
Not the best!
Of course, I didn't say it couldn't be either, of the other 2. But I see no reason to drag them into this just to complicate things. No, he's not a good detective. The story Officer Meekins told about that shop on wheels getting stolen was just a lie.
Hold it!
Of course, you have some sort of proof that it was all a lie, correct? Of course not. Well, that was blunt. But suppose it is a lie, it would explain a lot of things. Like his movements and his whereabouts. He drove the blue Badgermobile here and committed the murder.
Hold it!
So you still claim that the tire marks belong to the blue Badgermobile. It must have arrived on the scene after the ground had become wet with rain. Officer Meekins committed the murder. Then he used the car to move the body to the garage in the Wild Wild West area.
Hold it!
Besides the blue Badgermobile, there are other ways the body could have been moved.
Not the best!
Recall what the Wild Wild West area looked like. Only a blue Badgermobile and Mr. Deacon's body were in the garage. I'd say that's proof. I suppose if one were to look at that place, that would be the only logical conclusion. However, my experience tells me that the truth is usually not so easily found. Is there some sort of problem with Agent Lang's statement with regard to that scene? Looks like the only thing that car was selling was death, not dreams. Only if what Agent Lang believes turned out to be true. The 3 tread marks are very, very telling, however. Is the blue Badgermobile the only thing capable of creating such a pattern? We've got other vehicles here. The 3 marks are indicative of the Blue Badgermobile. The Gatewater Land Pamphlet. The name Colin Devore is engraved here. I really admire people who carve their own names into a pendant. Oh, and why would that be? You have no imagination, Mr. Edgeworth. Did you ever think that maybe people want to, have their loved ones always nearby? It's not as if I have a wedding band and I have no interest in accessorizing. I suppose. Anyway, you know what? More than wearing flashy accessories, I'd rather be engraving my name into every treasure I can find all around the world. A sign of affection is one thing, but blatant vandalizing is just a bit different. It's the victim's pendant, which is shaped like a horse. It's got a real dignified look on its face. That makes it worth all the more. Oh no, Mr. Edgeworth. What? Did you find an important piece of evidence? This is made of platinum silver. That makes this thing super valuable. I've seen this type of jewelry at a lot of stores before, so I know when I see it. Okay, if you ever laid so much as a finger on those pieces of jewelry. Well, what? Me? I'd never do something like that. Is it possible that she has never wanted to steal from a jewelry store before? I think it's the pamphlet.
Objection!
Agent Lang, if you could take a look at this piece of evidence. No, Flaw, are you sure it's not your eyes that are flawed? Talk to me again when you can see straight. Maybe this wasn't the piece I was looking for after all. Oh. I felt kind of dumb. I was looking at the map, but I see it now. The problem is, it's the tires. That's what it is. The tires aren't dirty. If this car was driving, this tire would be dirty. Let's see if I'm right on this.
Objection!
Oh man, I feel stupid that I kept looking at the map constantly, because I wanted to point out the other vehicles. Sorry, Agent Lang, but there's an impossible tale. And why is that? Those tire marks could not have been left by Officer Meekin's Blue Badgermobile. One look at the car would have told you so. What proves that the Blue Badgermobile had never been in the stadium? The tires.
Take that!
Take a good look at the tires. There's not a single dollop of mud to be found on it. If this car had come to the backstage area and left those tire tracks, then the lack of mud on these tires stands out as a very peculiar indeed. Then how do you explain the tire tracks, genius? Hey, I've got it. What about Miss Oldbag's pink Badgermobile? Yeah, it could have been the other vehicles. Don't be ridiculous. I was sleeping the entire time in the second-tier seats. Indeed, I believe we can rule her out as someone related to the crime. However, there is yet one more roving store, as I recall. Oh, you mean the Proto-Badger? That's right. There was one more parking space inside that garage. And it proves the existence of a Proto-Badgermobile. Agent Lang, I suggest you find this Proto-Badgermobile post-haste. There must still be some sort of incriminating evidence in it. Urgh. Hey, did you hear something? Hell. What the? Help me. Is that the kidnapped son? Are you alright? What? Well, this is something. Looks like we found our kidnapping victim. Where were you all this time? Wild West with kidnappers. He was in the room next to the one I was held in? Ran away using underground and got lost. The kidnappers... What is it? I can't understand what you're trying to say. The kidnappers escaped wearing costumes. Did you see the faces of your kidnappers? No, I didn't see their faces, but one was a woman. A woman? Quite an important piece of testimony. I'm wondering if it's Agent Lang and his assistant. Hey, what are you guys doing? Stop standing there and get your cops on this already. I'll even let you guys have what the kid just said now. Consider it a gift. Now, are you going to get out of my crime scene, or am I going to have to get rough? Again? You're nothing but a big bully. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go. Oh, no, not you. You're a very important witness for my case. I'm not about letting you get away that easily. Don't count on me to testify because I won't, not for you. That's right, I won't either, you hear me? You young whippersnapper? Hey, calm down. There's no need for all this hostility. I just want to take a statement from each of you. I'm not going to rough either of you up, I give you my word. Come now, fair, maidens. What do you say, will you cooperate? Fair maidens? Why, you little rascal, you sure know the way into a woman's heart. Lang Z says, the passage of time is but a fleeting moment, and a lady is young forever. Trying to outdo my edgy poo with your fancy schmancy sayings. Let's get this over with, so we're clear. I'm only interested in giving you my statement. Sure, just as soon as Mr. Prosecutor leaves us be. Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, so it's gonna end right here. I hope I didn't miss this massive Easter egg that you guys told me about. But thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this part. If you did, do drop a like. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.